So everyone, welcome back to part two. I know we got to talk a little bit about politics and the state of the United States as we know it. But we want to kind of divert from that subject and get into what really wants to do here. And that's to encourage learning of Mandarin and Chinese culture. So,
great guy because although he's much younger, okay, but in Chinese there's things called 忘年之交. Have you heard about this?
no.
Wang means forget, Nian means age. Actually, Nian means year. 忘年之交 is forget about the ages. So young and old people can be very good friends. This is called 忘年之交. Okay, this is every Chinese people know this. So that's I think he and I really, initially we just talk about casually, right? Because he has so much interest in learning Chinese. So sometimes I kind of talk him a little bit Chinese, correct his some pronunciation or tones,
Oh, yeah.
which is kind of a subtle subtlety that a lot of English speaker or any European language speaker probably doesn't appreciate. This tone is so important that it's almost as important as the syllable itself. But of course, English doesn't have tones, right? So I kind of sometimes he got this wrong, but most foreigners got this wrong. But to me, this is really it's a very easy concept, I know classic Chinese have more complicated, which I don't know, like Cantonese apparently have 9 tones. But modern Chinese, like Mandarin, really only have 5, or what I call the 4.5 tones. So you have, like a ma, 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 ma. And then you also have almost like a neutral tone, like a ma, like gentle, right?
Yeah, can you demonstrate with your hands as far as the tones?
Yeah, tones is really it's pitches. Physically it's like frequencies. Okay, higher tones, higher frequency, right? So so if I say this is all relative, the tone, what determines tone is not the absolute frequency. It's actually determined by the start and ending. So when you have a flat, say ma, okay, ma, that's a flat or kind of high pitch. Ma, the pitch doesn't really matter that much. It's relative. So if you have flat ma 平, that means that in Chinese that's the first tone, 是叫做阴平. Okay, 阴平. I don't want to go into too much detail here, but 阴平 means it's a flat. Okay, yin actually means female or yin yang, yin and yang. Yin ping, it means kind of like high, like a female ping. Yin also means a lot of other things, yin and yang, but yin ping. And then you have this ma. Typically, that can mean many things, but the most common meaning is mother. Okay, ma. Okay, and then you have ma. See, that's like a rising. You start with a kind of ma. It's like a rising frequency, right? So you start with like a middle kind of middle level pitch frequency, and then you go up like a ma. Okay, yeah. And ma again means so many things. This is the difference between English and Chinese, because you actually have to look at the character, how you write it, to see, to actually see what it means. Because if you just a syllable and the tone itself can mean many things. Every monosyllable in Chinese language is like a word. It has rich meanings. But if it's just one single syllable, it's not enough to determine the absolute meaning. So you need to either put them in writing or hear them in context, right? So again, ma, this one can represent so many characters, right? So, but one of the common meanings, ma means it's kind of like a taste. When you have some pepper, eat some pepper that make your tongue numb. So like, you know, that kind of, so ma or ma zui is like some, like drug. You take some drug, make you numb, like, you know, like a painkiller. That's also ma. Okay, so the same thing. So ma. So and then the third tone is a little more complicated. It's called okay. So the second one is called yangping.
Yeah, first one.
First one is yinping.
Second one.
Yinping is flat. Flat high speed. Yangping is like yang means male. Okay, it also means, I mean, in the Chinese philosophy, yang basically means something move, like even violent energy, male kind of force, natural force. But yin basically relative to yang means like, you know, low key, quiet, female, you know, all that. So yin and yang, this is a central concept of the Chinese. Particularly the Taoist philosophy, 道家的 ，OK， 就阴阳，就so if you look at nature, everything, for example, the sun is 太阳 yang, OK, the moon is considered yin because it's dark, it's in a, you know, happen at night. So day and night, one is yin and one is yang. Okay, so come to the tone. So the first one is yin. It's all like flat, doesn't change, right? Yang changes. So something static, you know, quiet is yang, right? If something changes, yin. No, the opposite. Something changes, which is yang. Something doesn't change, relatively stable. You know, it's like your mother and father. Your mother, I mean, most kids. I just talk about average case. Your mother probably more, you know, peaceful, quiet, you know. And the father probably could get more temper, but you know, some families different. So okay, so the first tone in ma 是 yin ping. Ping, remember ping means flat. Okay, and second is ma yang ping. So it's a rising.
Yes.
The third one is called 上升. Okay, so means you have falling tone and then you have rising tone. So you have like ma.
It's a V. So
it's a V.
For any Americans out there,
yeah.
Basically the V shape over
yeah,
the letter.
That's called. If you use pinyin, you know this is the what's the word for it? I mean, it's English. You know, it's like it's a mark on top of the letter. You know, like this German alphabet, they have some marks on, like, you know, some dots, some V shape on top of the vowel. It actually means it's a 上升. So you falling tone, and then the second half is rising. So it's like a little more complicated, right? So ma, see, you start in the middle and then you fall. Ma, see, so ma. The most common meaning means a horse. See, you don't have a ma here. 你这里没有马，有没有马？ So I'm asking whether you have horse here. You don't have horse here. You have you have dogs. Okay, but 狗 is also same thing. The dog is 狗 is also 第三声，就是这个上声。狗 see, it's a V shape. Going down and then up, go, two half. Okay.
Right.
So, and the fourth one is straightforward. It's like a falling, like a ma. It's like a falling knife, ma. Okay. This is kind of more violent. So ma. Okay. So the most common meaning is ma means like cursing, swearing. If you're angry, you say 骂人. 骂人, okay, 骂人 means person, people, right? 骂人, it means you are swearing, your name calling people, right? Or even more, it's more violent. 骂人 basically means you kind of you're really angry. 骂人, okay. So now we got 4, right? 骂, ma, ma, ma. Then we have a 5th one, which is more like half a tone. So, see, this is what most of the Chinese textbook doesn't really teach you pinyin very well, because I've seen a lot of textbook, and they don't really explain this tone stuff to you. Like, you know, they just expect you remember it. Right, and that's why most of foreigners, I mean, there's some foreigners who speak very good Chinese with perfect tones, but most of foreigners have problem with this tone. Even if they speak, they know lots of, they got a big vocabulary, they know lots, but still don't got the tone right. Because part of the reason is this, this 5th tone is really 4.5. It's like a ma. Okay, so it's very like half. It's not full length. So when I say this is mainly used for forming like a compound word. In Chinese language, because it's so short, you know, like most English words is multi-syllable. I mean, it's like complicated. It's like revolutionary, right? I mean, there's a lot of or internationalization. I mean, that's lots of syllable, right? So most Chinese, every Chinese syllable, monosyllable has a meaning, a rich meaning. It's a word. So, but if you just, it's too short a lot of time. So you kind of repeat it with either something similar or same. For example, you say, ma is mother, right? But a lot of time you don't say just ma, you say mama, mama. You repeat it. And the second one is a half tone. You don't say mama, that's no good. You don't say mama, you don't repeat 2 things exactly same. You change the tones. Mama.
So let me ask this: do you believe that us, United States, we should be willing and able to study Mandarin?
I think, I mean, I might be a little biased, but I honestly think the whole world need to learn Mandarin. I mean, not just Mandarin, I mean Chinese.
I agree.
Because personally, I have lots invested in this area because I spent a lot of time. I said I'm a software engineer, mathematician, engineer. You know, I got a lot of intellectuals of kind of. I mean, I don't want to be arrogant, but I mean, I honestly think of this a lot.
Yeah, because the Chinese is really important. How many people in China as we speak right now?
I mean, China got a big population, you know, 1.4 billion. That's a lot.
They're spread out everywhere, correct?
That's right. I mean, here in America, you know, Chinese population is growing. I mean, generally, Asian population is a fast growing demographics in this country, right? So if you look, so Asian become, I mean, Asian obviously not just Chinese. You also have Filipinos, you have Indians. I mean, although Indian, they are very different. A lot of time we jokingly say Indian not Asians because they're South Asians, right? But if you look at their language, like Hindi, for example, they are really Hindu-European language family. They're not Asian language. So that's why, you know, Indians, India is a complex country, but, you know, they have hundreds of different language. But if you talk about the official language, Hindi is one of the official, but English is also one of the official language. So they have their language. But what I'm talking about Chinese language, why it's so important? First of all, because China is the second biggest economy.
Right.
It's catching up with America fast, right? In fact, if you look, many areas include EVs, electrical vehicles, include green energy, all this new stuff, AI. China is really not. I mean, America is still the most creative, most innovative country.
Right.
Right? But China is really catching up fast, partly because they have so many people. You know, you even if you see Chinese people on average are not that intelligent, but as a percentage, you can easily get so many smart people.
Right.
But of course, there are a lot of theories saying East Asian are very intelligent because I don't want to say intelligent, but based on IQ, you have these IQs, right? Anybody above, like 100 is like higher. Some people got 120. Yeah. But apparently, I don't know this. I don't really believe this. But apparently, there's a lot of data about IQ data. East Asian is actually higher than anybody, even the Jews. That's what I based on my reading. But I don't really believe this IQ. I think, but so part of that is probably I would attribute not because Chinese people naturally more intelligent than any people. I attribute this maybe to the Chinese language itself, that your influence, your thinking, your speed of thinking. I give you one example. Is that I like numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a
mathematician.
Yeah. Although I don't claim I work professionally as a mathematician, but I did publish in American Mathematical Society Journal. Okay, but not.
Do you have the name of that so people can search it up and buy it? You said you created a name.
No. I published a paper.
Okay.
But most people don't read mathematical. This is a professional mathematical journal. Nobody read it. This is many years ago. Okay. I probably don't. I know the subject. I probably don't remember exact name. But anyway, if everybody wants to challenge me, I can I can give you the citation. All right, that's not a problem. But my point is I don't work as a mathematician. But I do. I'm a mathematician, but also not professionally working as a. Anyway, so what I like numbers. Okay, I like mathematical theory. But so if you just look at the basic arithmetics, right? Like numbers, plus minus, 1 plus 4 equal to 5 stuff, right?
Right.
But the simple fact is the Chinese Hanyu, Chinese language, every number is a monosyllable. That makes it easier for you to calculate by heart. Like when you do calculation, you probably still have to, 1 plus 5. You still have to think that way, right?
Yes.
So if you have a monosyllable, it makes it easier than multisyllable. It makes it faster. For example, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1 to 10. But when you say English, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's kind of complicated, right? 5 is 6, 7. That's a 2 syllable. 8. Although in theory this is a 1 syllable, but this is actually more complicated than Chinese syllable because every Chinese syllable always ends with vowel. It doesn't. But English syllable come with 3 parts. You have the beginning, which could be a consonant. The middle could be a group of consonant. It could be a group of a vowel, and then and you have still a group of consonant. So you have 3 parts. The Chinese at most have 2 parts. You never have a consonant in the end. So I'll give you an example. Okay, let's give a Vogue example. Sex. Okay, everybody, everybody, this is probably a lot of people's favorite word and most common word, probably, right? Sex. I mean, if you think about it, in English, it's classified as a single syllable, monosyllable, because you got, S as a consonant, E as a as a nuclear, that's called. I mean, what's I even forgot. But they in linguistics they have name for this. Either I kind of forgot. I mean, about the academic name. But basically, you have beginning, middle, and end. The middle is always called. I think it's called nucleus. It's like a atomic nucleus.
We can call that.
So this is all vowels,
yeah.
right? And then you have consonant and then consonant, right? Beginning and end. So sex, one syllable. But if you pronounce it, it's actually multi-syllable. Let's say sa. That's like sa. That's like a Chinese syllable. Remember, consonant vowel. You move your mouth once. Sa. That's it. X itself is complicated. See, in this case, you see sa, ka, si. So it's a 3 syllable, right? You cannot say sac. You cannot say. So sex is actually 3 syllable, equivalent to 3 Chinese syllable. Because sai, ke, si, if you pronounce it correctly in Chinese, it also, each single of them have many meanings. For example, sai, it means competition, right? So 赛跑, for example. Although we don't, in pinyin you spell differently, but if you just focus on the pronunciation, the phonology of it, 赛, okay, is 赛跑. 我们两个赛跑，就是 we compete, it's like an athlete, right? 赛跑 means like 100 meter,
right.
That's what 赛 means. 课, again, this 课, if you spell it, it's just K-E, for example, 课, okay? It means so many things. In this case, could it means a guest, 客 or 客人, 是, again, means so many, multiple meanings. 是 could means a threat or thinking. 思考. So sex, although you pronounce it very quickly, but it's still a short syllable, right?
Yeah, that's actually a great example. So
yeah,
everything we've been saying, like we highly encourage everyone to learn Chinese. Is just is a very exceptional person, and like he said, in the future, he's gonna go ahead and create an app where we can all learn and benefit from his teaching.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I mentioned this too, but yeah, this app, I mean, the thing, this is really need a team, because I'm currently working another job, and this is it's kind of my passion, but a hobby, right?
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to invest in this technology, I mean, actually, this is not just an app. I invest a lot of my time actually come up with it's like a coding method. It's like how do you type Chinese, right? On a Latin board, like a English, keyboard, right? Latin keyboard, only got 26 letters, right? How do you type them? So, of course, there are dozens, or even hundreds different ways to typing Chinese with the Latin alphabet, right? But the most popular one is pinyin, right? Pinyin is basically a Latinization, one of the scheme of a Latinized Chinese phonetic. This is like a phonetic transcription of a Chinese word or character.
Right.
But this thing called pinyin is actually very complicated. I mean, I know that people learn this. I know I learned when I was like a little kid.
Right.
We learned by heart without questioning why is this, why that. But when I become interested in Chinese philosophy, phonology, like how do you the pronunciation of the Chinese language word, characters and how do you represent them? How do you code them? This is like a code basically. You use Latin letter to represent Chinese, but the Chinese character. The problem number one is that again Chinese every single monosyllable have dozens, sometimes hundreds different meanings.
Yeah.
So how can you use one spelling to represent all this? Which one you represent? Right. For example, even ma, M-A, you spell M-A, right? But I could, this could be means mama, or means horse, ma, because you don't normally use tones. When you use pinyin, nobody. It's very difficult to use the tone mark. You just use, because Latin letter doesn't hold tone mark anyway. Right. You just spell M-A. Again, you have dozens of different. How do you do? So you have to then the computer or your iPhone or your smartphone come up with a long list of, sometimes pages of it. You have to choose.
Right.
That slow down your typing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, but I mean, there's lots of other problems with the pinyin system. Actually, even its foundation got problem. Like people really don't. I mean, I can claim, although again this is my hobby. I mean, I invest a lot of time, but I cannot claim I'm not a known expert in this, because you know that there are people who spend a lifetime doing this.
Right.
But if you listen, if you read what their theory is, or even I know we have a very well-known person. It's called Zhou. 现在忘了，周宇光. No, I mean I forgot. So, but he's the father of Chinese of the pinyin system.
Right.
Apparently, and there's a committee of doing this. But he's a father. He's a known founding father of this.
Well, I know you're still in the process of developing everything, so
yeah.
we're going to stop there, guys, ladies and gents, but we're going to back. He's a very
maybe we'll do
man.
It once a week. Not once a week. Not once a week. I mean,
you said
once
you wanted
a month.
people in the nest, so that's what we're going to possibly do. I need people like Bao on my channel, okay? So
yeah, this is different from military and self-defense stuff, right?
So it is a lot different. I wanted to say thank you to everyone and bye-bye. So
thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone and 再见.
再见.